the more data you have on what type of messages actually makes the users engage, the more ways you can then enhance or better the flows that you have to get more engagement and more conversions afterwards.
All right, so Jonald and Jorge, why don't you guys take over and let's run some split testing campaigns. I know you have some things that you want to set up.
Yeah, we were actually going over this right before we started, and Manuel's like, wait a minute, you guys already started this?
I was like, we haven't hit record. Come on, guys.
Yes.
But you guys do it. Obviously, we want to make it very simple for them to just get this done right now. There are some big updates on this. My biggest advice in regards to split testing is that this is your starting point for finding top of the funnel audiences. I don't think I have talked about this enough, not with my own staff, which they need to be applying this across the board. This is how you discover top of the funnel audiences on social media. So make sure that you do this as a first step. Grab a budget and assign it to the split test and go through the process and discover winners and give Facebook enough data to help you find winners.
Yes. So we can start with the ManyChat split test. So since we are still on the month of September, I would like to use the holiday funnel for Black Friday and Cyber Monday as our example, since most, if not all of us, are currently using this. So once you have the flow or import into your account or the template imported into your account, it will actually look like this. So I also have our editing team create or update 3 images for me to test out. The difference between those images are just the background colors. So I'm pretty much testing the color theme for the creatives. So in this section, we're gonna do 3 variations, since I do have 3 images. So first is you'll have just to divide the randomizer to 3 different options. I'll currently have it as 33, 33, 34. And since I'm just going to be testing the creatives, what I'll do is I'll duplicate this 3 times. First option, actually we can do 4 tests or 4 variables. The first one, for your control, will have no image. The other 3 as the variable will have 3 different images. So that way you can see how the conversion happens or what are the results afterwards if having an image actually helps your flow to convert better, or if this color helps your flow to convert better, or if this color helps your flow to convert better. You can pretty much test different scenarios with ManyChat up to 6. If you want to have more 6, then you'll just have to add another set of randomizer. So they all will go to the same action step next, which is this ones. So let me move this to the top. Now the buttons will get to be connected. And the randomizer will also have to be connected per section we would like to test out. So let's say we're going to do 3 data or 3 variables that we would like to test. Different color of images. So we have the orange, the blue, and the light blue. And all of which, or all the sections, go through the same parts of the funnel afterwards. So once we have that saved, after we have a good amount of traffic coming in, the randomizer, these 3, will split out the traffic equally to each corresponding sections. And afterwards, once you have the flow running, you'll then see percentages on.
So this is not going to choose a winner for you. This is just, you have to go in and see the CTR, click-through rate percentage for the button, so you can see how many people are actually advancing.
Yes, you can only, or you will only have or receive winners if you use ClickFunnels or Facebook ads for split testing. With ManyChat, the way we use split testing is for us to get more data on how our subscribers or followers actually engage with the channel. the more data you have on what type of messages actually makes the users engage, the more ways you can then enhance or better the flows that you have to get more engagement and more conversions afterwards.
Yep.
And the
I'll give you
CTRs.
I'll give an example also of Dr. Berg that we used. I think this was last year when the randomizer came out, and we were doing a mini course for keto basics, or I think it was called. And at the end of that quiz or mini course, I forget which one it was, but at the end we were originally only offering his book. It was like a $20 item. So then we said, well, what, let's offer a keto kit, which is $130, I believe. And then we just noticed the kit started to sell a lot more revenue than the book, of course. And we actually even got more sales than the book. So then that's how we determined, well, that's obviously our winner. And we just turned off the other one and flowed 100% of the traffic to the keto kit.
Yes. So that's one part of your split testing with ManyChat. You can actually do this with multiple setup of flows. It can be the generation flow. It can be your lead magnets flow. It can be a starting step of your mini course. Pretty much actually anything inside your flow. It can also be upsells. As Jorge mentioned, we did the split test on the upsells. You can offer multiple types of upsells as long as those are really relevant to the earlier set of messages that actually the user received. Click funnels, as you can also do the split test, only one variable and one constant data you have. So
the control. But let me answer one thing, John, for Angel. He had kind of mentioned about selling products through using the bot, and that's actually one way that you can sell that product that he wants to sell. Is like you could do some sort of a quiz or give away some sort of a lead magnet or whatever, and then after that, then you can offer whatever linked to any page that you want to send the traffic to. And that way it's your ad is not getting in trouble because all your ad is promoting is the actual lead magnet, not the link at the end.
Yes. Here is actually an example. This is from the Keto mini course. We had updated the flow several times, adding the new features we are currently getting inside ManyChat. And this is an example of how you can add an upsell afterwards. So the whole flow is the ketosis mini course, a series of videos from Dr. Berg explaining about ketosis or providing value about ketosis. And at the very end, we do a quick recap, and Dr. Berg mentions about the ketosis mini course, which we then direct them to the product page or listing page that you have. That way you can easily do an upsell. Since Jorge mentioned we actually did the split test before, this was the split test before. We already removed it from the flow since we already know that the keto kit is actually the one selling better compared to the books or anything else.
Yep. And just real quick there, because I know we're showing some money. So Mary's asking about how useful is the ManyChat Pixel. John can speak more about that because he's been really ninja setting it all up. But I will tell you that it doesn't track as well as the Facebook Pixel, but it definitely helps to track, some of the sales, and then the attribution part of it, which just means like, if somebody clicks on it, it only tracks for, I think it was 24 hours, right, John?
It only tracks as soon as you purchase. Also first touch basis.
There's many things that John can tell us more about this, but I know that there's things that would not be possible without this pixel installed. For example, if you have somebody that already opted in to Messenger from ManyChat and they go to the website, you don't have to stop sharing, John. I'm going to mention this very quickly. If they go to the website now and they are browsing for a product and they stop the browsing and they just go somewhere else and they abandon the website, then you can actually do an abandoned browse, even though they even added the thing to cart. You can do an abandoned cart, even though they didn't purchase. So those are things that you can do only if that pixel is installed, right, John?
Yes, that is correct. It will, however, require you to actually install 3 unique pixels. First pixel you have to install is the view product pixel. Next is the add to cart pixel, and the next is the purchase pixel. It's only a matter of changing the words on the pixel events, which is pretty easy inside what you create inside ManyChat. We had been doing this for Dr. Berg for quite some time. And let's see, we are actually tracking pixel events for Dr. Berg. We also, even though ManyChat actually doesn't have the option yet for non-Shopify accounts to have the abandoned browse, we have those for Dr. Berg using Magento, using the pixel events.
Yeah, sounds like we have to do a short segment also on how to install the ManyChat pixel correctly, John.
Yes,
and
and
how to do
to
that next month.
Yep. So
we have two things. We have 2 things on the list already for next month. Actually, 3 things. I know we're going to talk about unboxing testimonial videos, unboxing videos. Jorge is going to be a big part of that because we're super into that right now. We're going to talk about ManyChat and setting up your pixel. Those are 2. That's another thing that we need to talk about. And we need to have Jorge, for you guys that are Shopify users. Jorge is going to break down how do we utilize one-click upsell to get more value out of every single purchaser in our store. So that's going to be vital. So we're going to talk about those 3 things for sure. All right, go on, John.
Awesome. So for just a quick note on the pixel for abandoned browse, abandoned cart, post-purchase flows, those are going to be triggered with rules instead of the normal integration. So with rules, you can trigger specific flows per conversion events. This is an example of what we're currently doing with Dr. Berg. We do have quite a few for Berg. Abandoned browse features. So we're going to go into detail on how to set those up manually, since currently there is actually no specific integrations for those.
Yeah, so in short, Shopify, you can integrate it, but Magento, you got to be ninja. WooCommerce, you got to probably do some other workarounds, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. I think we should definitely teach them about these workarounds for those of them that have outside Shopify, right?
Yep, we can. It's for outside Shopify, it's going to be the same setup all throughout different channels, as long as you can install or manually install the snippet codes.
Okay, good. We'll do that.
Going back to our split testing section. So now split testing can actually be done as you can split test campaigns itself, of the whole campaigns itself, or you can split test ad sets or other variables regarding your ad account. Here is one example of or what Jorge and I have been talking way before the coaching session. We're looking into split testing different campaigns. It's not specifically the same campaign objectives. You can pretty much split test a conversion campaign compared to a traffic campaign, compared to a messages campaign. So pretty much different funnel strategies. You can split test, and you'll have different variables on how you can determine the results afterwards. So an example of which is the essential aminos new conversion campaign. We can then select, you'll have 2 options first. Create a variable. So your normal variables is you can split test an image, video, add text, gender. Once you select the variable, you'll then select the ad set as going to be your the original file, and then create a new ad set for your variable to test it with. But for split testing campaigns, you can select actually multiple campaigns at the same time. Let's say this is a catalog campaign versus a conversion campaign. We can add messages campaign as well on the split test. Let's see if we do have a traffic campaign here. Nope. We can add another conversion campaign as well at the same time. So once you have those 3 campaigns 4 campaigns selected for now, click next, and these are again the campaigns we're testing. So we have variable A, B, C, and D. And you then have a couple more options to determine a winner. You have
this is brand new, guys, and I think this is super cool that you can actually have a bird's eye view over campaigns like that. It's not really a split testing algorithm. It's just the ability to observe what's happening across the campaigns when you look at a particular metric that John is about to select here.
Yes, and this is also how you can actually split test URLs. Let's say you have one marketing goal in mind, which is to generate leads. You have three different strategies. One is your ClickFunnels landing page, where you have an opt-in page and a thank you page. One is your lead generation objective, which you have a form uh, directly on Facebook. And one is your ManyChat lead generation flows. You can split test those campaigns. Then you can have or use the key metric as your um, determining factor on which ones are going to be your winners. So you have an option for cost per purchase, but if you're optimizing for lead, you can have or select a few more variables here, custom conversions or the standard pixel events.
If you want the standard, you got to add in the holdout, right?
Yes, if you want to have a more accurate result or criteria, you can add the holdout option, which you can have up to 10 pixel events in place. So let's say if you're aiming for purchase and you have different funnel strategies, for example, you can have them download a lead magnet before you send them to purchase, or you can have them watch a video first before sending them to a purchase. You can have, or you can select multiple pixel events up to 10. Let's say we have 5 selected. You can also select offline pixel events. If you are, for example, inside Amazon, you also want to track your Amazon sales as well. You can have those pre-selected as well. We're using Zone Tracker for this, and you can have those campaigns running. Facebook then will determine based on your pixel events which are going to be the winners. So even if they are on different campaign objectives, you can easily check how they're doing based on the marketing goals you are wanting to check.
So an example of how I would use this, guys, is let's say you want to go after leads, like John was saying, you could do messages, ClickFunnels page, or Facebook lead form. But another way you could do is maybe you split test a different kind of campaign. So maybe you do a conversion campaign, and you optimize for leads. That's one. You do let's say a traffic campaign, optimize maybe for landing page views, but it's still tracking those leads for you. And then maybe you test a reach campaign. Maybe you set it, maybe you want to be, test it to, let's say the frequency is very high. You want to show it very often to people and see if that gets them to convert more into more leads. So those three different objectives, you can kind of test them against each other and see which one's going to produce the most leads for you.
Yep, it also goes in line with the second coaching session we did this month, where Jorge mentioned that you can split test your Black Friday and Cyber Monday campaigns or conversion campaigns with a reach campaign. You can then use the A/B split testing option to test both of those options out, the reach campaign and the conversion campaign, to see which one produces most or the most sales during the Black Friday promotion. If let's say the reach campaign gets more sales compared to the conversion campaign, then by Cyber Monday, you can use that strategy using reach to get most sales from your warm audiences.
I just got one thing to say, and I hope that everybody agrees with me. That's ninja right there. And that's new, and it didn't exist. And let me tell you one thing. Since I have been on this world for so long now, what feels like eternity, we have always, and Jorge and I go way back to the beginning, way back when the business manager didn't even exist. We used to jump around and go through a lot of different hoops to try to find out which campaign would, John, just stay on the slides. Stay on the slides. Don't change it. All right. I'm just jumping in to say something. All right. We used to jump around to try to find out, like what Jorge gave as an example is exactly what you need to be doing. If you, for example, like right now, we're going to start running Black Friday campaigns very soon. I mean, we're about to end the month of October. It's about to get really hot right now in the world of e-commerce. So what you want to do is do exactly what Jorge just said, which everybody needs to get this going. Don't set up one campaign only. Don't set up one conversions campaign. Set up a conversions campaign, a reach campaign, set up a lead generation campaign, a messages campaign, whatever it is that you go and get them through a funnel, and then use something like this to find out which one is giving you the most results. that you can actually assign a ton more power to, so you can scale and get more results. This is gold right here, because they're simplifying the process, that even though you're selecting another objective, you don't have to jump through a lot of hoops to find out which one is giving you the best KPI, right? The key performance indicator overall. This is going to simplify the process a lot for us marketers. So this is a big upgrade, guys, and it's really ninja. So just that one side, we're not talking about the other side, which is what we talked about on the earlier part of the webinar today. We're going to give you guys the examples of the split testing audiences and creatives and age and genders and etc. But just this part of being able to look at your existing business manager ad account and selecting several accounts, several campaigns, and finding out which one is giving you the most value overall for that particular goal. It's a big factor, guys. It really is something that they made the platform better at. So go for it.